What I can tell you is anything we're going to teach here, yeah, if you don't practice it after the class or maybe at your leisure time, you won't like understand it. You get. So anything we teach here, just try to go home and like do recap and do a little bit of project. If you have any issue, you talk to any of the submitters or you talk to me or anybody. Just do something with what we've taught you guys. The best way to learn is by building. You get. Because if I teach today and you guys, let's say I teach you guys something about props today and you don't go and practice it, you won't understand it now. Let's say you just dump your laptop to the next class, you won't understand it. So you guys have to try and like practice. Practice makes perfect. That's what they say. So I believe what you just need to do is practice, practice, practice. Yeah, you might run into some errors, definitely. There's no way you won't run into some errors. You must run into some errors, but that's why we are here. When you run into some errors, you make us. Even me, I do run into some errors. I do run into errors. Let me put it like that. You get everybody runs into errors. So I do have people I do call when like it gets my neck. You get. So I think that is it. So I believe you are okay now, yeah? All right. Um, Let me share my screen now. Please, you all should like react. Let me know. Let me know if the others are like listening to me. Sally, Fatima, Emmanuel, Adekunbi, Adeoye. Uh, okay, okay. All right. So let me share my screen now. Aha. So you guys can see my screen, yeah? Yeah, somebody have something to say. Okay. So now let's start from the beginning. So I have something with me here. Um, Introduction to what React. I have a book. This is more like a PDF. I use this to learn too. Yeah. I think when I was learning, this really helped me a lot. Yeah. So Introduction to what React. Um, a workshop for com. So it was created by Ron Smith and like that, like that. So let's go to the why we're here. Now, what is React? React is a JavaScript framework. When you see JavaScript, you see React. When you see React, you see JavaScript. Like there aren't too many differences like that. So, and again, React is used for front-end web development. That's the use case of React. Think of jQuery. jQuery is another framework of React, of JS, sorry, of JavaScript. Yeah. But think of jQuery, but more structured. And React is what's created by Facebook. It is famous for implementing a virtual DOM. It is what famous for implementing a virtual DOM. So then we have 2006. We have jQuery. jQuery was the first JavaScript framework that we have. I think so. Yeah. Then 2006, jQuery was created. It was then handed. It was then okay. Yeah. I think Angular was the next one that was created during on 2010. Yeah. Angular was the next framework that was created. Then we have React. React was created in 2013. So React is not that long. Yeah, it's kind of going to 12 years now. So Then we have Vue. Vue was created in 2014. Vue is another React JS framework, JavaScript framework. Then we have Angular. These two stuff are two different things. Yeah, they are the same company that built them, but they are two different things. This is more like the old version, while this is the upgraded version. Before it was called Angular JS, but now it's just called Angular 2014. Yeah, so jQuery is more often considered a library than a framework. You get. So common tasks in front-end development, we have the app state, data definition, organization, and storage. Then we have users actions. Then we have event handlers respond. We have users action. Event handlers respond to users actions. Then we have the templates, design and render HTML templates. Then we have routing. You get. We'll talk about routing next week. This is what we'll be talking about next week. You get. Or probably on Thursday. Yeah, we'll talk about routing on Thursday. Yeah, route is another important part of React that we need to learn because in your website you might have many web pages and you will need the React routing because you using the A tag makes your page to load very slow. Yeah, but with the React router, you can just add a link and it takes you to the page directly without it reloading. Okay. Then we have data fetching. I think we've done this. This is where use effects comes in. Data fetching, where you maybe want to fetch a data from an API. Use effect comes in there. A synchronous action. You get. Then use state, I think it comes here. Events and that. Use state, data definition. So we have fundamentals of React. Um, JavaScript and HTML in the same file is called what? JSX. JavaScript and HTML in the same file is called JSX. Embrace functional programming. And we have components everywhere. Component makes it easy for you to reuse a particular code. You get. We have there's something called reusable components. We use it everywhere. You can import it anywhere, you can use it anywhere. Just put it in a component, then you just import it. Yeah, then you might pass props into it or you use the use context like we did in the last class. Use context makes it easy without you doing prop drilling. You get. So we have JavaScript and HTML in the same file. So traditional approach. This is how it is done. This is what you guys did. This is what you guys started with. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Separate file. But what if you have CSS, HTML, and JavaScript is in one file? What do you call that? You call that what? JSX. Again, I think we'll start talking about Tailwind. Yeah, Tailwind is more of a CSS framework. Is it framework or library? Hmm. Yeah, I have a quick question. Is Tailwind a CSS framework or library? Huh?
CSS is a framework, and Tailwind is a framework. I think.
Is a framework, yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, nice. So now they give us an example. JSX, the React programming language. Now, if you can look what they are trying to say here, I want you guys to look at this. Look at this one by the left and look at this one by the right. So we have the first name, which is Aaron, and the last name is Smith. Then we then stored it in a variable and we added it in the span. Then we called the first name in the JSX object. Yeah, curly braces. Yeah, that's what we use in JSX when you want to um, add a JSX. Yeah. So we have React is just JavaScript. If you know JavaScript, yeah, you know React. Yeah, that is one thing. If you know JavaScript, you know React because they are literally the same thing. Yeah, just a few difference. Yeah. Then we have the functions and we have variables. We have functions that have no side effects. We are going to talk about all this. Then functions are first class citizen. This means that functions can be saved. Can you guys see my screen or should I zoom in?
Mm. Yeah, it's okay like this. For me,
Okay.
oh, I don't know. For me, it's okay.
Oh, that's fine. Okay, I think it's okay. So this means functions can be saved as variables. Functions can be passed as argument. Functions can be returned from functions. Just like the way you have your normal function in JavaScript. Now you can add it to a variable. Look at it here. Look at the variable part. Then we can pass it as props. Then we can return function inside of function again. So there are a lot of things you need to learn. So take it slow and we hope to meet the time. So um this is where you pass it in as props. Pass it in as props. Then we have variables. Now variables are immutable. Now we have the let. I believe you guys know what let and cons do. Yeah. So we have
Yes, sir.
and we gave it the
Hello,
name.
sir.
Is, sir, you have a question?
No, someone is raising up his hand. I don't know whether it
Okay,
is a mistake
okay,
or Emmanuel something. I don't know. Maybe just
okay. Emmanuel, do you have a question? The screen was not. What is it saying? The screen was not showing at a point. Is anybody also noticing the problem here? Okay, he said it's fine now. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so I believe we are good to go. So please, if you have any question at any point, please don't hesitate to like call my attention, please. I want to carry everybody along. I want to make sure everybody is understand what I'm trying to do. Please, I'm going to send this slide. I'm going to send this PDF. So I believe you guys should go through it. It's very helpful. Yeah. And I'm going to give you guys resource on JavaScript later on. It's called javascript.info. So I really want you guys to like catch up this thing very well. I want you guys to chop it very well. Chop it as food. Yeah, just like when you're eating your best food. To kind of store. Yeah. So with now we have variables here, and you guys know what let's do. You can be able to change your let's. You get it mutates a. It means that you can be changed. Immutable means that it cannot be changed. While mutate means it can be changed. So we gave it a variable and named it a equal to 4. Now this is a mutation. It's mutate. It can be able to change later on in the future. That's what let is used for. Any variable you give let means that you can be able to change it. And if you look at the top here, they said keep use const instead of let to declare variables. Now, if there might be an let me give a scenario. So let's say we gave something const let a or let a equal to 2. And later on in the future, we then try to change that a, and we are not supposed to change the a. So when we change that a, it's going to um the function or the particular purpose of that A is going to be um destroyed because yeah, because that wasn't the actual value that was supposed to be passed A because we changed it. But with const now, if we gave it const A equal to 2 and we tried changing it later on in the future, it's going to show us an error that A cannot be changed. That is the point. You now be like, oh, okay, I did mistake. I'm not supposed to change this. So I believe by default you should use const instead of let. The only time you use let is when you know you are certain that you are going to change the value later on in the future. Yeah. So I believe we are all good with that part now. So I want us to be coding along with these people, but I'm going to do an aura for now. So this is what they have here. They have another let, and they gave it and they named it B equal to an array. The array has what? 1, 2, 3. The array has 1, 2, 3. And what now we are trying to push 4 into that array. What do? We just do B dot push, then the number you want to put. It can be hundreds, it can be 1 billion, it can be any amount you want. Yeah. Then we have let's see equal to B. Now this is what they call they are trying to mutate B. You are trying to get the current value. Yeah, this is the current value. Already it is 4 here, and they're trying to add 4 here. So there you are saying it does not mutate B. Let me come again. Now, by the time we have pushed this value here, it would have turned 4. So beneath this B dot push, we created another variable. By that time, it's already 1, 2, 3, 4, not 1, 2, 3 again. So let's say it's 1, 2, 3, 4. And created a new variable and added an array. This dot. There's something it's called. I've forgotten. I've forgotten. But yeah, this dot. Yeah, it takes all the current value
I
inside
think it's
the
called the structuring.
it's called
The
what?
structure. The
The structure.
structuring. Yeah.
Yeah. I think so. But there's another name. There's another name. I've forgotten. I'll check later. Yeah, but you guys are following, yeah? Okay. Fatima says spread. Fatima, you can open your mic. I don't understand what you mean by spread.
The three dots. The three dots. She's talking about the three dots.
Yes. Fatima, you're
Mm.
correct. Yeah. Thank you. Spread operator. Yeah. I know that's not, I know this is structuring, but there's another name that I was looking for. Yeah, spread. So what this does is that it takes all the value inside here and updates it. That is, it add this 4 to the already created value array here. It gets all the value inside it and adds the value it wants to add again. So let's move on. We have functional programming, functions that have no side effects. So let's say we have this const b equal to an empty array, and we created a function that and we gave it a name of hard side effects. Then we are trying to get b, or no, sorry, we are trying to add 0 into this array. Yeah, this is what we do. We just do b equal to then the array. Yeah, this is another method. You can do b dot push 0, or you can do this. Yeah. So this has no side effects. So components. Components are functions for user interfaces. By the top right hand here, you can see what it says. They say functional functions help break your code into small reusable pieces. Function helps break your code into small reusable pieces. That is Now, what is the keyword here? Reusable. Now, with components, you can just, let's say you want to have like 20 buttons in the website, and all the buttons, or should I use image? Let's say you want to have 20 image and buttons in one website. What do? You just put them in the components, and let's say the 20 image and buttons, they are all the same. That's the time. Then that is the time you put it in the components, and you're going to put in the components and export it. Then you import it to where it is needed. Simple. Again, instead of you writing image multiple times, you can just write it in one component, then you export it. It will work exactly the same. So you can see that React is very sweet, and components are very important. Yeah. Because writing too many things in one file makes your word too bulky. It doesn't make it verbose. So we have now let's take this for example. So here you can see they are calling a function. We have the left y and they are calling a function. Let's say this function is trying to, I don't know what they are trying to do here, but yeah, it's calling a function. Then let's y x. Okay. So anatomy of the React component. The React component is just a function that are passed through a single argument called props. The React component is just a what? A function. Then the React components are passed through a single argument called props. Now, we're going to talk about all these. Then we have the function output HTML. Again. So please, I hope you guys are following me. So for now, they're just trying to show us an example. So we have the export, then we have the default, and we have the function. Then we have the name of the function. And here we are passing in a prop. And you guys know what to do here. So let's say once we return hello world, my name is, let's say inside this prop, we gave it, my name is Tally. So it would be props.name. I told you guys another way of doing this in the last class. Who can remember me? I told you guys. I want to know if you guys are really catching up. There's another way of doing this. Instead of doing props.name, what do we do here? Hello? Is anybody listening to me? Yeah. What I'm asking is, what do we do here? Somebody should like, apart, there's another method I told you guys. Instead of doing props.name, there's another way of doing it. What do we do? Huh? You guys have forgotten. Huh? Okay, let me put up a price. Let me say I want to give somebody 2K now. Yeah, I know you guys will like rush and answer it, pa. You get. If I say I'll give you guys 2K, before I even talk, say you guys will answer. So somebody should help me. I can't try to do that, but nah. You guys should help me. What am I supposed to do here? Instead of passing in these props dot name, there's another way I told you guys of how to do it.
Okay, let me try. I'm not sure,
Yeah.
but you can pass in the name as an argument instead of props.
Okay. Nice. So we are going to destructure it here. So instead of doing these props, we are just going to delete these props and add the curly braces, then the props or the name of the prop you're trying to pass in. If it's ball, you're going to put in the ball, then you're going to remove these props. and just put the ball here. Make sure it's inside these curly braces. You get. So I thank you for the person that answered. Thank you. You're following. So let's keep on moving. Components we were doing. Components when so when the component function executes, we say it renders. Assume components may render at any time. When the component function executes, we say it renders. Assume component may render at any time. So our job is to ensure that every time the component renders, the current output is produced. The correct output is produced. So in React, everything is a component. In React, everything is a what? Component. So we are going to this is the to-do application, and the big idea is a digital to-do list. So the first step we need to do is mockup / wireframe. So if you are trying to build this stuff, you're going to have four components. The first one will be to do, the second one will be to do form, then the third one will be to do list, while the fourth one will be the tax. So so creating a new React app. Creating a new React app is simple. Your first thing you need to do is install Node.js. I believe all of us have that on our system. Second thing you need to do is do npx create React app. The name of the app you want to create. You get. Then the third one is app created in folder. So you are going to so the name of the app will then be created. Then you see the into that app, the opening of VS Code. It's either doing dots, code dots. Yeah, you do code dots to open your VS Code through your terminal. So anatomy of a new React app. So I believe they've explained this stuff before.
Can you guys hear me? Nice. So let me connect my Bluetooth. Okay. So as I was saying, so when you do that create React app, this is what it's going to show. This is what it's going to show. Let me zoom in. Yeah, let me. So it's going to show you this stuff. The first one is what? The public node modules SRC. Now everything you're going to be doing, every component you're going to be doing will be inside the SRC. And inside the SRC, you can create a folder, like let's say UI. Yeah, you can create a UI. Then you can create a folder called there's also context or internal or anything you want to create. But yeah, you can create a folder. So now let's see what they say. Public holds the initial HTML documents and other static assets. Now, what do they mean? Public usually holds the images. Yeah. Now, if you look at this, we have the images. You can see, if you click on this, you can see we just have only image there. And we have the HTML. Yeah. So Then after that, we have the index.js. And index.js binds React to the DOM. That it connects React to the DOM. Then we have the app, is a boilerplate starter component. If you come here, you're going to see something called app. This is where everything we'll be doing will be inside. Then from here to then be exported into index.js. So basically, app is what is where you're going to be importing your component from into, sorry. And this is where you're going to change many of the things. So then we have package.json. Package.json configures npm dependencies. Yeah. So let's move on. So we have component hierarchy, and we have the app. Like I told you, the app is where you'll be importing your component into. Then we also have the title. We have to-do list. We have to-do form. Yeah. So if you notice the three from the app, inside the app, we imported title, to-do list, and to-do form. Inside to-do list, we imported to-do from probably the map trees. That's why you can see three here. Yeah, that is exactly what it did here. Yeah. So special list key property situation display a dynamic array of elements must specify a special key property for each element. The key is an item uniquely identifies it used by React internally for render optimization can be unique value, string or number. So this special list key property, let me show you what that is. So I believe I'm supposed to have an ArcMD file. Yeah, I'm supposed to have an ArcMD file. I'll show you guys what that key does. So we usually use key just to give something. No, not this. Let me go. When we want to give, let's say we have a list of items and we want to give them unique identification, because at some point it will show you an error if you don't give it a key. To tell you add key. Yeah, you want to give each of the array, each of the data inside the array a unique identification. So don't know where that's, let me see. I'm not seeing the HackMD again. Okay, let me check my Chrome. HackMD. With 5D. Aha, this is what I'm looking for. So I don't need this here. So I want to show you guys something. Okay, I think I know the reason. So now if you observe, there's a place that used it here. Where is it? Where is So now if you notice what I did there, I'm using an use effect. I'm trying to get the data from an API, and then I'm pushing it into this use state array. I'm pushing it there so that I can be able to use it. So what I did there, I mapped through it. Now, remember, I'm trying to map different data into.
Sorry, can you please zoom in a little?
Okay. Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's okay.
Nice. So if you understand what I did there, now we are trying to get some values from an API, a random value, some values from an API. I remember I said values, and again, which means there are a lot of value we are trying to get the data from. So we've gotten the user.name, that is, we've gotten the name from the API. If we delete this, wait, let me do it now, safe. Let's not be as if, let me do it. Let me just copy out, show you guys something. Let me go to my VS Code. Let me comment all this. I'm coming. In comment all this. But use effects. I think we have a function. Sorry. Forgotten to speak the function. Oh, then going to do yes. So I have a short stuff of so now so now I want to get the data from this API. So I think I should just paste everything here. So this is going to be app. So now that key they were talking about. So so if I go to my browser, I'm going to see the data there. Let me go to my React tab. Now you can see the name. Now you can see we have the names. Yeah, we are getting this data from an API. Let me open my console log. I want to make sure you guys understand what I'm trying to say. Let me open it. So it's not showing any error now. But now let me remove this key. I want to remove this key now. Anybody have anything to say? Yeah.
Yes,
Who
sir.
is?
Yeah, I'm the one, sir.
Yeah.
We actually can't see your screen. I think most of us are complaining about network glitch. So I don't know how we're going to do it because we've been battling.
Okay, it's like okay.
Yeah.
Is it my network or is it you guys'
No,
network?
it's ours. It's ours. We
Okay.
can hear you, but we cannot see your screen.
Okay. Mr. George, are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
I don't think he's on a call again.
Okay. Oh,
The thing is
oh,
that I think is the people currently the people that are in the know they've been complaining since yesterday. So I think that's the issue because I can see your screen very well. I don't know
okay.
whether there's anybody that is seeing your screen again, but I personally am seeing your screen very well and I'm not
Okay.
in the know.
I'm not seeing fight take here. The person is supposed to be recording this.
No, it's being recorded. It's being recorded.
Okay, I'm not sure this class is recorded. Okay. Eliasa, can you hear me? Eliasa. Okay. What do we do now? If it's being recorded, then they are going to send the recordings to you guys. Then what do you say? But the thing is, if you are in the call, you're not listening. Uh, ah. So what do we do? What do we do now? Do you think I should continue? Ufai.
So it all depends on them. I can't because I think for now maybe I'm the only one seeing your screen very well. So I don't want to be biased and so it all depends on them what they see. So I'm fine
Okay.
with what they see.
Okay. And okay. This ones are not seeing my screen. What do you say? What do you say?
So that you can continue so that we can get the screen after our screen
Okay.
recording.
Okay. That's nice. Okay. Um. So I'm going to continue. Then you get the screen recording later. So just listen to my voice and understand what I'm trying to say. I think that will be all. Just listen to all. If you have any question, please call my attention. And if you raise your hands, I don't answer. Just open your mic and talk. So now I want to remove. Remember, I removed this key props here. This key. Remember, I want to give. I'm happy through it, so I want to give each of them a unique ID. You get? So I have removed it. I want to show you guys we what we show now. Aha! Can you see? What is it saying? It's saying each child in a list should have a unique key prop. Can you see the error now? Check the render method of app. Then they will send you a link where you can go and check why they need the key, this thing. So if you even, let's say, okay, let's go to the site. Open a new tab. Now, I think you can see that what I'm saying is correct. You need the what key prop because each of them should have a unique identification. You get? Now, you need to give each array item a key, a string or a number that uniquely identifies it among other items in that array. Let's say you want to do something like search, or let's say want to do something with a particular data, you can just use the ID to do that. Yeah. So anytime you're trying to get multiple items, try to add a key. So I think you guys have seen it. So let me add the key back. When I add it back, it's going to work perfectly. Let me reload. Now you can see there's no errors again. So you can see what I'm trying to say. So let's continue to our doc. Remember, it can be anything. It can be a string, it can be a number. Okay. So what are hooks? Hooks, special functions that allow developers to hook into state and lifecycle of React components. State, one or more data values associated with a React component instance. Lifecycle, the event associated with a React component instance. Now, remember, please, I'm going to send this slide so you guys should like go through it. It's not that much. Yeah, I think it's just all. It's not that much. Just this 27 page stuff. So it just for you to get the basic um implementations on how to do this. So we have the hook, special functions that allow developers to hook into state and lifecycle of React component. With hooks, you can be able to change the state, you can be able to change the lifecycle self too. And state, one or more data values associated with a React component instance. States, one or more data values associated with a React component instance. Then we have the lifecycle, the events associated with a React component instance, then the create, render, destroy, and etc. etc. So built-in hooks. I think we are going to do custom hooks. Yeah, we're just going to use a simple counter to do that. Just I don't know. I'll come up with something later. Yeah, we'll just do custom hooks. I want you guys to see the built-in hooks and hooks that you can create by yourself, and you can use that. So we will cover today this. We'll cover this today. We're going to cover use state and use effect. Then we'll talk about use reducer, use memo, use ref, use callback. Use ref and use callback. Use ref, what it does is that let me just explain. Remember, if you are using use state and a state changes, it updates the entire, it reloads, it renders the entire page again. But with use ref, it doesn't update the entire page. It just updates that particular element, that particular component. That's the only thing it's update. That's the only thing that gets updated. That's what we use ref for. Then remember, use memo. Use memo is literally the same thing with use ref. Yeah, yeah. We have the first React hook state. So we're going to talk about use state. Purpose. Remember values internally when the components we renders. Remember values internally when the component renders. And we have to tell React to render the component when the value changes. Because what I'm trying to say here, use state, when the value changes, we render the whole component. So we have, remember to do use state, we give it an initial value of 100. Then we have this data function and we have the current value. So predicting components, re-rendering. A component will only re-render when 1, a value inside props changes. 2, a use state setter is called. Predicting component re-rendering, a component will only re-render when a value inside a prop changes, or when a use state setter is called. Then this means all data values displayed in the HTML should depend on either props or state. This means all data values displayed in the HTML should depend on either props or use states. So we have a second React hook, which is use effect. Purpose: act as an observer running code in response to value changes. Act as an observer running code in response to value changes. Then this is the syntax. We have the use effect. Then we have this arrow function here. Then we are trying to console.log my value. So so when you are ready to launch your app, you try to, let's say you are done building your website and you want to host it on Vercel or Netlify or any hosting websites. or any open site, any hosting sites, you do npm run build. So these bundles you have into CSS, JSS, HTML files and push them into the build folder. These files can be served as an AWS W3 sub bucket. You get. So we have the three third party components and libraries. Yeah, anybody want to say something? I can only hear you, but I can't see the screen. Emmanuel, turn off your camera, please. Okay. People are really complaining about this network stuff. So, think what you can do at this time, just listen to what I'm trying to say. Then later you get the slide and you get the video. So just follow me. We have the third party components and libraries. Now, I believe next week we are going to talk about React Router. By next week, we'll talk about what? React Router. React Router simply means where you will be changing pages. Instead of using the A link, you are going to use the React inbuilt React Router link. Like link is its tag name. Then we have nav link. Nav link simply comes with a class. Yeah, it helps you. It helps in, let's say you have a navigation and you want to navigate and you want the user to know the current tab, the current tab he or she is. Let's say we have home, about, and company page. If you click about, it's going to identify that okay, you are currently in the about page. That's what nav link you does. Sorry. Then we also have VDocs. Yeah, I think this VDocs is what we're going to do last. I'll just touch VDocs. We're just going to touch it to understand what it does, because we can't teach everything on VDocs, because if you don't understand the basics of state management, you won't understand Redux, because Redux is a library where you can use for big state management. Let's say the big state management, like let's say if, I don't know what, let's say Netflix or something. Again, you can use Redux instead of using use states, having multiple use states. You can use Redux. Yeah, use it to use it for big state management purpose. So we have the material UI. Material UI is more like it's more of a site that helps you. You get, it helps you. It helps you make things easy. More like it gives you some components you can use, some free component you can use, already built components you can use, and yeah, animations too. Yeah, you can use those ones too. It has animations inside of it. So we're going to talk about. We're going to touch it. Then we have Bootstrap. Bootstrap is a CSS library. Yeah, CSS library or framework, anyone. But yeah, we're going to touch this too. Then we have Font Awesome. This is where you get your font from. Then we have WSWR. So that is it. I'm going to send this slide now on the group. Should I send it? So it's not that long. So you guys should just, it's not that long. I think I should call on the sub mentor Eliazar. I want him to send the link for the I want him to send link for the users. Eliezer, can you hear me? I want him to send the attendance form link. As Eliezer, can you hear me? Okay, it seems like it's not available at the moment. But yeah, I'm going to talk to the submentors. Let me reach out to one of them. Just give me a second. Yeah, so I'm going to talk to the submentor. He's going to send you guys the registration, the attendance form list. You get. So I'm reaching out to him now. So I've reached out to him. He's going to be sending the attendance link. Yeah. I'm sorry. This class was supposed to be very interactive. Like, don't know why network is failing me. Because I was really ready to make sure you guys understood everything today. But yeah, the recording will be sent. So let's go into code now. Everything we've talked about, let's like write it down. Let's make it happen. So I'm going to be deleting all this. I'm going to delete all this. So if you are listening to me, everybody should install on your VS Code. Everybody should install React. When you go to your extension, you just type React. We are simple React snippet 1. After you install this, then the second one, you're going to install this ES7 plus React/Redux, then React Native snippet. Then when you install this tool, this is what it's going to do for you. So let's go to the app. Now instead of me creating a function and doing app stuff, instead of me doing this, yeah.
Mr. Martins.
Yeah.
Yeah, aside the ES7 stuff, what do you say? What was the first thing you mentioned that we're going to install?
Yeah, simple React snippets.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. And by the time, I think do you guys have ESLint? So you install ESLint too. Then what do you need again? I think that is all for now. I'll let you know if there's any more thing. So instead of you doing function app, instead of you writing everything, and you want to return a div. You want to return a div. I'll come here. Let me check something. So you install. So I'm doing this because of you guys. Aha. So now I want to return a div here. Instead of me doing this, you can see it's taking long here. And you come here, you then do import React from React. You can see this is a long process. So what that extension helps you do is when you type RAF, it helps you shorten it. Like so it helps you shorten it. You can see it's more like I think there are different ones you can run here. RAFCE or RAFCP. You can see. So there are different things you can use it to do. But for now, we're going with RAFCE. It's like it helps us to do everything, export it and everything. So we'll be using this. I think that is more like a trick I'm teaching you guys. Instead of you writing everything, it just helps you to do it automatically. You just get the name of your file, then it applies it here. If you were to name it, let's say banana.js, this place, by the time you run that RAFC is going to be banana. These two, they are going to be banana. Yes. So let's go back to our VS Code. So we can see it's very easy with those stuff. You can use it to create different kind of stuff. So what do we want to do now? The first thing we want to do is the variable. We want to use a what variable. So inside here, we're going to do let name equal to, let's say, Martin. And yeah, instead of app, we're going to do what? Add what? Name. So if I come to my app, you're going to see what? Martin. Wait, let me. You're going to see what? Martin. Now, what if we want to change Martin now? Remember what we read in that doc? We can change length, but we can't change const. So let's come here and say name equal to what will I use? Which person's name will I use? Fahad. So I want to change it to Fahad. Change it to Fahad. So if I click save, it's not going to show error because why? It can be used. Now you can see Fahad is showing here now. But if we were to change this let to const, it's going to show me an error. Of course, big error. What is it saying here? He's saying name is constant. Even if you come here, it's going to show you this error. Let me zoom back in. He said what? Assignment to constant variable. Now you can see why it's very sweet. Like It's very sweet to know the basics, but because if you don't know the basics, you just get to add const and and you want to change the name later in the future, which is not supposed to be the value. You will do mistake. You get it? That's why it's very good to start with const. You only add late if you are going to change the variable. So now I'll just change it to const, or rather, let's leave it to const then, because I'm sure I'm not going to change this. So now let's do some calculations now. So I think we should just start with components, yeah? Should just do components. Because I want to like touch use states, use effects, and all of that. So we should start with components. So I want to create a new component called, now I want us to have an image that says, I want us to have an image that does something. I don't know what exactly, or figure it out on our way. So let's see. Let me see if I can bring in an image. How far? Let me see. So let me bring in this image. I want to bring it into my VS Code. Then I'll put it inside my public. So in our app, we want to add multiple image. We want to add this image rather, sorry, inside here. So what do? We just add the image tag. What you can do is, it's not showing. I'm coming. Let me see. That's weird. Yeah. Let's type everything by ourselves. We have the image, then we have the SRC. Leave that empty for now. Then we have the alternative. Then let's say image, let's say ing rather. Then it's a self-closing tag. So um so how do we bring in our image now? We are just going to click on the image and those are copy relative parts. Copy relative parts. Then if we go to our page, it's not going to show the image because we are supposed to import it. Well, let me start with slash. Let me see. Let's check something. Just learned something recently. All right. Okay, I think we need to import it. Yeah. We are going to import the, let's say, image for import the image from // public. We are going to put in where the image is coming from. So far, 2.jpg. Yeah. So instead of having all this, you just remove it and put your curly braces, then we add the image inside. So if we come here, our image is supposed to show. Okay, which falls out of the, I never move it inside or okay. I don't know what they're trying to say here, but so I don't know what they're trying to say here, but this is how you import it. I want to do // I don't want to bring it inside. Let me see. Use clients. Let me see. Slash. Okay. You're saying we should bring it into our SRC. Okay, let's see.
The exposure, the people, the person.
You can see our image is there. You can see our image. So we are bringing in our width. They want to add the height. No need of height, child. Now you can see our image here. So I want to add I want to style it. And to style in React, it's called, we use the class name, we don't use class. So I'm going to give it, I was thinking if we can use Tailwind, but let me just use normal CSS. So we'll give it a class. Let me just say container account for short. Then going to go to our CSS. Where is it? So let's just use the app of CSS. So you can see the background color. Don't know. Okay, I'm not importing it, that's why I have to import it. So we are doing import app. Okay, sorry, import dot slash app dot css. So if we go back, you can see the color I've applied to it. So now what do we want to do? What do we want to do now? We want to reduce the width of the containers too much. We want to make it 500 px. Nice. Then we want to do, I think this text should be under it, not. So let me just create a p tag here. Then inside we just it. Yeah, nice. So instead of me specifying the width, I think I should just give it fit content. I want it to be nice. Then I want to target the div that is there. I want to give it display flex. Let's give it display flex. Justify content center. Align items center. Nice. So I don't want this margin to be by the side. I want it to be beneath it. So we'll do flex dimension. We'll do column. So it's going to come under. You can see. So I want this div to be at the center. I want it to be not at all. So give it a height of 100 VH. Yeah. Let me see if I can target the body. It's coming. So can you guys hear me? Someone should speak. Like, let me know as if I'm talking to myself since.
I
Hello.
can still hear you. I can still hear you.
Okay. Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Nice. So I'm just trying. So nice. So you can see our image is at the center. Now, what if we want to have this image like 4 times? We want to use this image 4 times. Instead of us doing this, um, somebody's mic is on. So yeah, it will change. So let's say we want to have this image multiple times. Instead of us doing this, now it's going to show 5 times. Yeah. Okay, let me move this color. Now you can see our image is showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Instead of us doing this, why can't we just it's not this? All right. So display flex. Instead of us doing this, let me just add a class to this div. Dot const. So I want to add the padding of let's say 10 px. Then I want to give it a margin of 15 of 1 rem, then 0.5 rem left and right. Again, we're not seeing any changes. Okay, I think I should target the MPX. Yeah, so then it's too much. Now we have this. We have how many images here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we want to use this image. Why not just instead you can see our work is becoming rough. That is where components comes in. Now what do? We just create a component, new file, and let's say we want to name it display img dot what js. So what do we do now? We just come here. We're just going to copy one. Just one is okay. One of these. We'll copy one, come here, Let's do our RAFC. You can see how sweet this is. To just help us to do everything sharp, sharp. No delaying. They will just come here and paste that one now. Then when we do imports dot slash app dot css. Then the image, we have to import the image too. So we assume we are trying to clear out everything. We're trying to clear out everything. So if you come here, just then this P. All right. So let's not forget this. So now we are going to delete everything here. You can see our work is becoming too bulky. So what do? We are just going to import. We're going to import. Let me remove this image. We don't need it. So we are going to import we're going to import the display image. You can see display import display image from this. So what do we need to do here? We'll just come here and display it. Not small letter, capital letter. Be mindful. Anything component is capital letter. Small letter won't work. So you can see if I were to remove it now, nothing will show. Just show empty background. But if I were to add it, so you can see. So by the time you watch this video, you understand components very well. Then now we want five five of this image to show here. Instead of doing all those plenty worker, you just come here, you copy it, then you paste it, you paste it, you paste it, you paste it. You can see how clean it is. Now if you come here, ooh la la. Ooh, can you guys see? So do you have any question based on components right now? Hello. So I believe everybody is following here. Nice. So let's go back to now let's talk about props. Yeah, let's talk about props. Let's say we have let's say we want to add another name here, but we don't want to add it in this place. We want to import it from here. So let's create a variable called name or L name equal to. Now I'll be using const because why? We're not changing it. We're just passing it in as props. Then I want to change it to Mr. Sam. I want to change it to what? Mr. Sam. No, just Sam. Sam is okay. I want to change it to Sam. Then now what do? We just come here and do L name equal to L name. You just pass it in as props. Then you can come to display image. You either do these props, then you come here. Then let's say we want to have another. So we'll just come here and do props dot L name. So if you come here, we are going to see our Mr. Sam. Now you can see it on this first one. To have it Now we can give this rest of them different surname. Now, let me show you guys the amazing things props can do. And it makes your work clean, very clean. So we just come here and do L name equal to. So let me have it as an array. Yeah. Let me have it as an array. Then we have Wi-Fi. Then we have George. Then we have so let's say Aisha. So we have Aisha too. So let's see, next one is David or something, or Umar. So, so what do we do here? We just do L name. If we come here, you're going to see L name. I want to show you guys what will happen. Now, each of them are having all the names, but we don't want all the names here. We just want one name for each of them. So we just destructure it here and just add the amount we want. So you see Mr. Sam is here. Yeah, this one. This is called we are getting it by their index. We are getting it by their index. This start from 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4. By default, anything in JavaScript starts from 0. Mr. Sam is 0. This one is 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It starts from 0. So like that. That is how we'll do this for each of them. We'll do this for each of them. Then change this to 2. Change this to 3. Change this to 4. So you can see we have Martin Sam, Martin Raphael, Martin George, Martin Aisha, Martin Umar. Now you can see how sweet it is. Nice. So let's continue. Now let's head over. So do you guys understand props now? Let me do the second method. I believe this is more easy. Instead of this, we just remove it and change it to L name. Then instead of all this, change it to L name. Still occurs the same thing. So this is better. And so what do we do next now? So do you guys understand props now? Like for what I've been saying now, you understand props? You can pass in as props, then you just configure it out to words like Aisha Kabir. Yeah, anybody has any question on that? I'm seeing that some people are leaving the call.
Yeah, it's their
Okay.
network. They are just trying to, join and rejoin.
Okay. So you guys are cool with props, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. For now, yeah, we are at least. So we all need to, go back and.
It's a lie. It's not for now. No. You guys must understand props for a
No, like
lie.
for me, I don't understand it completely, but by the time I just go back and do my own reading also and practice it also, so by then I can't
Yeah.
grab anything. I can't. It's not possible. I grab everything now in class, so I have to do also
It's not
practice. Yeah,
possible. It's not
yeah,
possible
that's
actually.
what I'm trying to say.
So
Yeah.
yeah, okay, nice. let's go into use state and use effect. I think that's the two. That's the only two I would do before I end this class. That's the only two I'll do before I end this class. So let me so we'll be using this as so let's start with what now? Use states. We are done with props. So let me go again. Use state hooks allows you to add the state functional. Allows you to add state to functional components. State is data that changes over time or in response to user actions, e.g., input values, counters, and like that. So I want us to do something crazy right now. So let's me add a button here. I want it to display as a button. That's remove file. So let me add a type of submit. Yeah. So my app.js, I want to have a const. I want to do something now. Alert. We want to do an input that says impute this stuff. Then if you click it, there's any name you impute on the input value. That is inside your input tag, inside your input. Any name you input inside is going to display as an alert. That's what we'll be doing now. Yeah. Alert, then set alert. Then to be equal to what use state. So start that as an empty string right now. So we're going to have an input. We're going to have an input. It's a type of text. It's a type of text. We're going to have a placeholder that says please input something. So where is it? This is it here. Say please input something. Then we're going to have an change. But before that, let's have a value that holds the alert. Then we're going to have the unchange. Unchange is more like a listener. You get it reacts to anything. It reacts to the instruction you give it. So this is what we'll do. We have the unchange. Then we have the set alert. So we want to do, let's not forget this here. E dot target dot what value. So E dot target of value. Then the next thing we'll do is we should have an alert that will pop out. Yeah, I want us to pass this in as props. The alert is equal to alert. So I want to pass it in as props. Yeah. Also comma alerts. Yeah, then instead of div, this should be okay. What we can do is we can just add a form here. Add the form there. Then inside, we just copy everything and paste it inside. Yeah, nice. So we just have Is it on click? I'm forgetting. On I've forgotten this stuff. Forgotten. Yeah, I think on click something like that. So we should just create a function here. Just create a function. I want to name it alert p or something. Then we want to give it e. Then e dot prevent default. Please just follow me. You don't need to like just follow me. I'll explain what I did. So then what do we want to do here now? We want to have an alert that will pop out and say this is my, then now have the $sign, then we have the alert. Then we'll just come here and do alert p. Yeah, alert p. So let's see if it will work. Okay. Alert is not a function. Okay. I think we're supposed to exit. So we're supposed to come here and what's it starting? So we should have an hey. Yeah. It's hey. It's reloading. Okay, I think I'm missing something. Okay, yeah, let's debug. Let's debug what the issue might come from. Change. Okay, let me do something real quick. What if we just put everything here for all right, let me see if that is possible. So instead of all this, just to happen here. They have is it on click? Let's test it out. Allow p. Copy type submit. So let's see. Alert is not a function. Okay, let me add the button here. Let me see. Let's see, submit. Type. Submit. So think it should be the, let's see. Yeah. Alert's not a function. What is wrong? Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me check something. Alert is not a function. Why? On submit. Okay. It's supposed to be on submit, not. Yeah, my fault. It's not supposed to be on click, rather. It's supposed to be on submit. Submit, yeah. So I think this will work. Marking, let's put marking now. Then if you click on submit, it's supposed to show an alert. Why is it not showing the alert? Alert P type submit. That is weird. So I'm coming, trying to debug right here. Value name. Okay, let me do this. It's like hey, alert is not a function. That is weird. Come here, let me see something. Alert. Alert, hello world. Okay. And submit text. This is the exact thing that is here. Okay, let's I don't know why it's not working, but let's see what the issue might be. Yes. So let's see if it will work now. Hey, it's working. So probably it's for me that it means that it's for me. Let me debug what the issue might be and do submit. Let me go back to my own. And do change. Okay. Come in everybody. I'm trying to figure out what the issue might be here. So set alert, then display image. I'm not using this. So okay. Alert not a function. Literally the same thing. Even before. Yeah. Somebody have something. Why was there a P after the? Was there a P? Let me see. Where did you see the P? I'm not seeing any P here. I didn't see any P. Okay. Instead of submit, let me just don't click right here. Let me just do and click. And click undo. Let's see. Before you change it to handle. Okay, the P just remember you can name it anything. It mustn't be one name. Yeah. You can name it anything. It mustn't be one name. That's why it is P there. You get allow is not a function, allow is not a function. Yeah, that's why. So it's showing allow is not a function. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Um, that's okay. I think I might know where the fault might be. Let me see. Ah, it's my fault. Yeah. I know where the fault is. It's working now. Who can tell me what the fault is? Who spotted it? Who can tell me? There's something I changed. Who can tell me what I did? Huh? Peter, Victor, can you help me? Anybody. Who can help me? I did a mistake, and I'm the one at fault. Who can help me? So the reason why it's not showing alert is not a function is because this alert and this one is the same thing. You get? So it doesn't know which one to display. That's why it's showing that. You get? It's showing alert is not a function because it's thinking it's thinking is this one. You get? So that is why it's supposed to be different name. So that's why it's not working. Um, let's maybe bring back everything. Let me bring back everything. So, so instead of alerts, I will just change some normal alerts. Yeah, so I think it should work now. Hey, aha. So you can see if you click on any of this button, it's not going to work because we didn't pass it in. Yeah, alerts. If you come here, where is it? That's supposed to be on click. Supposed to be on submit. Saying you can't read. Yeah, so mapping. So you can see it's working now. When I click on it. Okay, there's no we don't have a button here, that's why. So you type submit. Uh, Pop out. So that is why. If we were to put Martin here, I will click going to show this is my Martin. So I believe we all know where the fault is coming from. So let's talk about now we are done with use state. Let's talk about use effects. So we need an API. I think I have an API here I can use. So the use effect hook is used to handle side effects. Side effects includes fetching data from an API, interacting with the browser, e.g. updating the document. We did this the last class. Then setting up subscriptions for or timers. You get. Then use cases of effects without dependencies run on every render. Then blah 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 blah. So we're going to write this from scratch. Yeah, we'll do this from scratch. So what we just need here is just what the API. Don't need to copy the API here. So now let me delete all this. Let me delete all this. Yeah. So we want to use our use effect now. Remember, use effect mostly is for a synchronous action. So a synchronous action like fetching data from an API, setting a timer. Yeah, we have the sets. This set forgotten that too. Yeah. What do we do now? First of all, we want to use. Let me create an li. Okay, let me create an li that says uh, mountain vibes or something. This is my GitHub name for those of you that needs it. It's vibes is my GitHub name. So search me there and check out my repos. Yeah, done a lot of contributions to Only Dust. So now what do we do? If we want to use our use effects, we are going to import it. We either create a new one or we just come here and do use effects. So import it. Oh, I don't want that to happen. Well, just add the comma here. So, nice. So what do we do? Now we are going to use our use effects now. Then after that, we get the parentheses. Parentheses is the next thing that we're going to use now. Parentheses is the next one we're going to use. Then after that, we have our arrow function, or like a setter function, yeah, or a getter function, any one of them. So what do we want to do here now? There's something called async await. I think we should use that, or should we just use the normal fetch? What do you guys say? Should we use the normal fetch or async await? Then try and catch.
Try and catch
Um,
is cool.
All right. No, this is more like the beginner's class, but let me just use the try and catch ASAP. So we have the async. Yeah, 1 minute. 1 minute. Trying to. Sorry for that. Just did something real quick. So we have the async function. Then you have the name of the function. Let's have it as fetch name. Show me fetch name. Yeah. Then after that we have this. Now, what do we want to do? We want to store it in a variable called res. We want to store it in a variable called res. Then we are going to do our fetch. We're going to do our fetch, then the URL. So this is what you do. We use the no, hey, sorry. You try and catch. Um, try and catch. Just simple. Then we have the finally too. Try and catch. So this try and catch is for errors, yeah. It's for errors. Use that for errors. In case there's an error, it catches it for you. Yeah, so we want to store it in a variable called res. This res means response. Let's just use response equal to await. Remember, we have to now. This is a promise. It's more like we're telling the internet, okay, I want to go and fetch this data for me. And the internet now telling me that, okay, I promise you, I will fetch this data. I'm just giving a scenario. I'll fetch this data. Okay, now we are awaiting it. Remember, we are awaiting the promise now. This is where the await comes in. Then we are waiting the fetch. So we are waiting the fetch. Now, okay, since we are waiting the fetch, we have to. Now we have awaited the fetch. Now, by the time it arrives to our location, we want to store it in a variable called data and await the response. We have awaited the fetch. Now, once we await this response, because now, okay, it has arrived, but it's arrived in a JSON format. It's arrived in a what? JSON format. So we're going to do await response. Await response dot JSON. Remember I told you it arrived in a what? JSON format. Now, we have converted it from the format it arrived from into JSON. We've converted it. This is what we call it conversion. We converted it to JSON. Okay. So what do we do next? We come here. So let me save this. Yeah, let me console.log this data now. I want to show you guys the data that's inside. Console.log data. So now, what if there's an error? We want to catch error. We'll do console.error. Not console.log. Yeah, we can do console.log, but console.error is more better. Then we'll do what? Try and catch. Then we'll do all this. Let's say we want to catch the data. I think there's a way we can, Abi. If there's an error, okay, let us do error fetching data. Error fetching data here. So when I save this, I mean we have to call this stuff. We have to call this function called fetch name. Then we'll close it. We have to call it. So if we go to our Mr. Peter Victor, the big Martin vibes. That is me, nigga. Yeah. So for now we just have Martin vibes. Yeah. If we come here now, look at the data we fetched. Look at the data. We come. Let me delete this. We don't need this again. We don't need this. Just using that to give you guys an example. So look at the data we fetched from the API. You can see I console.log it inside there. So you guys can see perfect. So inside it, we have objects. We have 10 objects here from 0 to 9. Remember, I told you everything in Java will start from 0. So from the 0, if you click it, it will show you the data inside each of the objects. So now we want to get it now. So we'll just come here, instead of console.log, we'll do set. We'll do set. Yes. Okay. So we'll do set. Okay, I think we need a we need this stuff. We need the use state. So we have user, comma, set. We need a use state. So we can be able to store it inside use state. It automatically imports. I want to save it in an array. You get it? So we want to save it in an array. We want to save it in an array. So this is what we do now. We are going to push it into that set user array. We are going to push it inside this set user array. So what do? We just define the set user here. Then we'll just push in the data. Now, nice. Now the data is inside our array here. So how do we use the data? We just come here. Instead of this li, we're going to remove it. We just bring in the, because we want to type in our JSX. The curly braces is where you can type in your JSX inside your HTML. So we'll just do user.map, then what do? We want to give it a name called person or something. So we want to give it a person, then an arrow function. It's an arrow function. Yeah. So person, then an arrow function. Inside the arrow function, now we want to fetch all the data inside that API. We want to fetch all the data inside the API. So we'll just start with the li tag. So what we do is person dot name. Remember, I want to fetch the name from the API. Now, okay, we are not supposed to do this. Supposed to this. Yeah. So you can see now, when we come here, we can see all the names that we fetched from the API. So we have Chelsea something. Again, we have so we have different names here. So now, if you look at the console, there's something I told you guys in last class about this re-rendering stuff. How do we stop it? How do we stop it?
I think it's by putting an empty square bracket.
Yeah. By the ending bar, yeah. You are correct. Nice. So we just put the empty square bracket here. Then when we refresh, it's just going to show. You can see. Don't mind this. Can you see that error I told you guys about this key? That since we are fetching many data, we have to add a what? Key, a key prop. We have to add a key prop. And you can see it's not re-rendering like before again because of the empty array that's there. So what do we do here? We just come here and do key. Then there's key now, but if you look at this, where's that data? Each of the data has an ID. We can use the name as the ID. We can use ID as the ID. We can use the username as ID. Let's use the username as ID. So it's going to be person.username. Person.username. Now the error is going to disappear. When we refresh, console is going to be neat as. So, do you guys understand what I did? You can see this is how you use effects perfectly. Now I did this using the try and catch method, that is async and wait, and we can just use it. We can use it simply using the fetch method. Okay, let's use the fetch method, right? Just I want to show you guys. So this is how you use the fetch method. You just have the fetch, then we have the data. Then now remember, the thing is promising us our data. So I want to do dot then. Then it's more like await, but use the then method. Then we have the res equal to res.json. Then don't forget the parentheses. Then outside we have the dot then. Now we've gotten it. We want to await our data. We've transferred it into JSON format. So we want to get our data. Remember, you can name it anything, but I prefer data because we're actually getting the data. So it's going to be data set user data. So if we come here, you can see the exact data. So can you guys see the two methods I used? I used use effects, and I used the fetch method. So anyone you prefer, that's what you use. Yeah. So I'll just comment this out. So by the time you watch the video, you see what I did. So this is how I can be able to explain. If there's anything you feel like I'm missing, can just chat me via DM later. So I think this will be all for today. Any question before I end the call?
Sorry, please, what's your username on the call, on the WhatsApp group? Can you just drop it to us?
Yeah, Martin is my username. I will drop it on the. I'll drop it. Later. Let me drop it now. Let me drop it now. Fight general. Okay. I'm not sure I can be able to tag myself, sha. Wait, Victor. Victor, are you here?
I think it's not more there again, but you can just maybe just type here.
All right, let me check something. Let me check something.
I know how to go and package my top product, but I don't think to accept. Mama, it's not good for you. Money today helps first answer.
Yeah, we won't forget about the results. Don't worry. I'll be lying. We won't forget. So any question, I'm going to drop my username later on the WhatsApp Discord. So any question before I end the call?
So this hack MD resource, can you just send the link to us in this comment box so that we can just click it? Because
all right, let me send this now. Right. So that hack MD is very. I wrote those codes you see there.
Yeah.
So you can just use it to learn. You get. Hello.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So, any other question? Please ask your question. We are all here to learn. Even me, as I'm teaching you, I'm also learning. So, what do you say? So, we are all good, yeah?
Yeah, I think the reason is that a lot of people didn't see your screen. So maybe if they have any questions, since you've dropped your this thing, they will just try and message you for
Yeah.
that segment.
All right. Abdullah is asking for my advice. Ah, isn't that funny? So I already said something before I started here. The only thing I can tell you guys is anything you are doing, try and practice it. Anything you guys are doing, try and be perfect in it, because there's what they say, practice makes perfect, yeah. So anything you are doing, be it code, be it mechanic, anything you are doing, if you don't practice, let's say your oga teaches you something, let's say your oga teaches you something, and you didn't practice it, yeah, you won't get perfect now. You will you forget what you got. You forget what your oga teach you that day. You get, so you try and practice. You run into some bugs. That is definite. You get, you run into some bugs, errors. Even me, I run into errors. I have people that I meet, big people that I know that, yeah, these people, I have them. So it's all about practice, yeah. So I think that is it. Practice makes perfect. And again, resources. Don't be shy to ask questions. That's another thing. Yeah, don't be shy to ask questions. Asking questions is very important. Don't be shy. Doesn't matter if people laugh at you, don't be shy. I mean, you are here to learn, here. After all, say nobody's seeing your face, so you can ask as many questions as you want. So practice. After today's class, you watch the video, then do what I did. Try to do it by yourself again. Then try it again to make sure you understand it. Do it by yourself without any help. That's how you learn. Then if you run into error, you just chat me up or you chat any of the mentors. I'm always available for you guys. So I think that is it. Any other question? Any other question? Isa Abdullahi. We are going to respond to you. We are going to respond to you. Definitely. I'm coming. Let me end the call, then I'll respond to you. Is that okay? Give an emoji. Give an okay. So I believe everybody. So I think that will be all for today. Thank you guys, and see you next week. Yeah.